Hi folks, going through a quick replay of me taking part in the recent RBET tournament. I know it's been more than a week, but yeah, finally getting some time after the Easter weekend. I went 6-2, overall 18th place. A few things that I didn't like about the tournament, with a few misplays on my part, but you'll see them during the replay. So round one is, you'll see very soon. It's actually against fairies, so I think I lost quite a few rock paper scissors. I think I only won one or two off the top of my head, but we'll see if I win this one. I remember losing a lot of rock paper scissors, so I think I did well, but I think there are a few misplays that I made, even in the games I won. So let's see them. So yeah, this is quite an average hand. I might have well win, but I really need a level 4. So yeah, my opponent just sets the angel. I can't really do anything else. With this sort of hand, you could make an argument for set Blizzard, set Icarus attack, but normally I like to pass turn here, so I think that's what I end up doing. Now my opponent goes a bit more aggressive, and yeah, this is the one thing I don't like when you're playing fairies. I played fairies for a bit, and what I've learnt is that you never really want to go blind alchemist. You probably, I mean, I guess it's nice to push for damage in this case, and you do have Herald here to prevent gores, and yeah, that brings you closer to 4 fairies, because I didn't realise there was Chrissy in the hand already. But you know, so I expect my opponent sets Millforce here, but you know, this is the So Solomon's actually a really good top deck here. It actually gets me closer to Dark Arm Dragon, because I go you see the play. So obviously I go Summon Blizzard. That plays around. The only thing I really lose to here is if my opponent actually plays Book of Moon, which is not terrible, because I have Icarus attack to Icarus attack to make Dimension Alchemist miss the timing if he tries to use the effect. So yeah, this is what I like to do a lot. I like to ask my opponent if they're going to negate the summon. I know there's only one Solemn Judgment, but still good to ask, so that there's no ambiguity here, because obviously once summon window is closed, you then summon negation window, then you get a summon response window. So you see here, so I'm not going to use any other effects, because I don't have a quick effect. Obviously it tries to bait up something, and then I go mind control. I had to think a little bit here. I didn't want the alchemist. Well, it didn't matter in the end, because you can see the second alchemist here, but I wanted to make the alchemist. Well, I guess I could have just gone Shining Angel, just so that there's no way for an angel search in hindsight, but it's all good. I just didn't want my opponent to reveal monster off the alchemist and then get advantage that way, given how they're playing. So the reason I don't attack here is because I'm worried about Honest, and I want my opponent to, if with the Icarus attack in my hand, I want my opponent to actually attack. If my opponent attacks into arm wing, then I can obviously chain the Icarus attack, destroy the monsters. So turns out that I actually play around this back row, which we know is a Millforce, which actually comes up a bit later. So I set Icarus attack. So my opponent tries to do anything, obviously I pop the 2, and then it's not ideal, but it does let me play around stuff. If my opponent goes summon monster, tries to attack, and then obviously I can chain Icarus. So my opponent just sets the Warrior Lady here, which I think is interesting. If you are going off the maybe you could have gone you could actually go summon Warrior Lady and force out a back row here, because you want to make the Alchemist live. But anyway, and then he goes ahead and sets the return here. I don't attack the set monster. I just pass turn here. There's not really any reason for me. I think the reason you'll see the player make the next turn, and I'll explain it when it gets there. So yeah, my opponent doesn't do anything. So this MST is actually quite useful here, because with Dark Armed in hand, I actually have a way to get Dark Armed live here. So that's what I actually go for here. I go MST on the new set, and I get lucky that I don't get punished for that. And here's the interesting part. I go into Stardust because I read that my opponent's got Herald here, and because Herald destroys a monster on the field, Stars can negate it. So I go Dark Armed, and I think this is where my opponent actually misplays here, because my opponent doesn't have a summon negation. I go pop. I think I pop the set monster. Yeah, my opponent goes pitch for orange light, but I think my opponent should have let that go. Let me pop everything. Attack with Dark Armed. Attack with Stardust. Attack with Dark Armed. You drop the gauze there, and I'm in actually quite a bad spot. But maybe scared of the back rows. Yeah, I think my opponent actually misplayed here by playing the Herald there, because thinking that you won't get another chance to use a Herald because of Stardust. So I use Stardust effect, and I use Dark Armed. Blizzard pop the back row, pop the monster, and this is where I think to myself, I want to keep one more Dark in graveyard in case my opponent has something that I need to out. I also am thinking long term here, because this armed wing is actually going to could potentially become an armor master with value. And also I don't mind Dark Arm trading with this back row, because Dark Arm's already cleared two monsters. You see here that I've already got so much card advantage over the control deck, so I'm actually in quite a dominant position. And I had the Solemn here, so I opt to not use the Solemn here, because Star is going to revive itself, and the only out my opponent has is Christia. So I'll go revive Stardust, end turn, and then my opponent goes Summon Warrior Lady, attack, main phase 2, drop Christia. And yeah, obviously I Solemn here, no reason to not to. And I just go ahead and set the Mirror Force, because even when my opponent has Heavy Storm here, that actually makes my gauze live, so there's not really any reason. Fairies generally have 1400s without a live Christia, or without Call of the Haunted, so yeah, pass turn there. And I actually have a really nice top deck, and you see I'll go Whirlwind, Colute, grab Gale, Special Gale. And there's a reason I sequence it attack first, because I got Icarus attack set, so I don't mind. I'm going to attack first, bait out the gauze, chain Icarus attack. Yeah, and then yeah, I do the play that I'm talking about, which is pop the 2, swing for 13, and I'm actually in a really good spot here because of the Mill Force set. So even if my opponent top decks a monster, I'm just going to keep beating down. I just need to top deck another monster. So my opponent has the. And again, I have a really strong top deck here, and because of that, because I made the decision to keep the Armed Wing in grave, I actually have a way to push for game here. So I go Summon the Clute, and you see what I search off here. I search value because I go into Briannek. And even my opponent had, and the reason I do it just the one here is to play on that back row, which we now know is a Soul Release, which is tech from TD, Tommy Dang. Yeah, and I just use Briannek here, because Gauze is gone. I know I can push for game here. So game 2. Yeah, my hand's a little bit tough, and yeah, I always draw the value whenever I don't need to. So yeah, my opponent goes set bomb, set recruiter. Yeah, I had two choices here. I go Sirocco, Bora, or I just go Shora and try. I think in this position I value having Sirocco Bora as a huge push damage. So that's why I summon Shora, because it's going to force out that back row, and it's going to keep Sirocco intact. So here's a tough bit. This is where I'm not sure whether I make a right move of making my eventual decision of returning the Honest here. Maybe the right move here is, given that my hands actually, yeah, it's tough here, maybe I should return the Cyber Dragon here. because my hand can't really deal with the Cyber Dragon, and also the only way my opponent actually gets around my monsters is if they summon Alchemist. Looking back on it, they have to summon Alchemist, use the effect of Alchemist banish card, then attack over the Bora, attack over one of the monsters, which and then maybe use the back row to protect. So maybe in hindsight it would be correct to return the Cyber Dragon, because then then I can force out stuff. But let's see. Yeah, that was a tough shot. So obviously flip summon attack. Set back row. So Icarus attack is actually a good top deck here. And because I know there's Gauze, I'm trying to save this Icarus attack for the Gauze. Maybe I should have gone. I was considering value Icarus attack, but then so I'd summon this because I know there's Book of Moon Compulse. I'm trying to force out the Book of Moon Compulse. I was hoping that a Book of Moon Compulse would eat that. So special summon, try and attack. My opponent lets it through. Yeah, and then I just go. I don't want my opponent to bounce the Honest back. Maybe I could have let that go, because when they summoned the Cyber Dragon, maybe I should have let that go, to be honest, because I can't really deal with the Cyber Dragon that well, even with the Icarus attack. So yeah. So yeah, this is a bit where I get. So if it's my opponent here, you have to shuffle your hand here, just so that I don't know which one's compulse, which is what he does. Set the middle force. Yeah, I'm never going to attack. I want this deck devastation virus to resolve, so I'm never going to attack into that back row because I suspect it to be compulse. So I kind of want to bait out the compulse, which we know is a hand, but I'm reading this as potentially. I have to respect that it's compulse. So I just attack it, and then I see that there's nothing in the hand, so I know we're going to play around the Gauze. Honest dies, and because I activate it on my turn, the virus actually lasts for 3 of my opponent's turns. So I get 3 turns of virus, which is nice. Opponent sets the Dust Tornado to play around. I just summon value and attack. Yeah, my opponent actually has the Thunder King here. So maybe I could have just not set the Dust Tornado here. Maybe I should have just pushed in and try and bait out the compulse that I knew about, because eventually it's gonna get there. But Dust Tornado. I see the Christia in hand, but it's nice to get this hand knowledge. You just attack. Maybe. I think here I don't really allure. I'll probably have to wait it out, but I'll do it anyway. Quick note: I keep in Book of Moon because Christia and Consecrated Light are things. So my opponent uses a compulse here, and I set both. And of course I prison. Maybe I could have just set, but I want to save the book for something else. So, and Thunder King's actually more of a threat here, because maybe maybe I should have. Blizzard is actually a nice top deck, so I just go in and try to synchro, but my opponent has a torrential there to stop the Blizzard play, and I can't really do anything here. It's a bit frustrating because that's the only downside. Is that I just don't draw anything. I don't draw Shora, which would have been really nice here. I do the same play as last time. So maybe I should have just special summoned the Gale anyway, because I was going to do that anyway. So special summon Gale, maybe push him for a bit more damage, because I made them. I think I was a bit too passive there. Special Summon Gale, half the Gauze, Synchro into and then the top deck Heavy Storm actually helps him out really a lot here, because the Booker is actually nice here to turn off the Chris here, but because he has a heavy, Tribute Summon for Chris here makes sense. Maybe attack bounce, but it's good to just leave a big body there, force me to make a play. Maybe this was a mistake as well, because if I didn't summon the Borer, then it forces my opponent to use Alchemist, and then I could have done things slightly differently here, but hey, you live and learn. You'll find out that it actually makes a difference here. And attack. So here, because I know it's Chris here, and he normally summons the Alchemist, I can't Torrential here because he's got 3 fairies. So if you Torrential there, it's basically game over. It's just a bit of a shame I don't draw the Icarus when I need to, but and then I scoop it up because I don't have anything here. Millforce would be nice, but I don't have anything. So game 3. Here I should go Summon Shore, set Prison. And my opponent just actually has the perfect answer to deal with my hand. And really, all those back rows should be set. There's no, I shouldn't have a way to get back into this game, to be honest. But my opponent doesn't know my hand, so I just try my luck, force out something. So I do the Blizzard play to force out the Bottomless, because if I summon Shore straight away, he goes Bottomless. Maybe I should have done it slightly differently, but you never. My opponent respects Icarus and Millforce, so I just booked the Shore there. Force out back row. So I know that I have to go out. I have to play a bit more aggressively, because I can't let that Savage Dragon flip up. So I make the Shore play Special Summon Borer. My opponent lets that through. So I attack with Shore first, try to bait out back row, which it does, and then Borer attacks into the back row, and that's it. So you see here, with the proper sequencing, my opponent could have actually taken the game away from me, but because they didn't set everything, so I was going to make the same play anyway, regardless of how many back row. But could have used a compulse for when I go Blizzard Shore into something else, and then the Bottomless would have dealt with Shore, and that would have been game over. So I think I got lucky escape here, but you take him. My opponent's just going to thin the deck of fairies. Let's just fast forward. And then obviously I skill drain here. You see I have skill drain, and that Solemn actually ends up being quite dangerous for my opponent, because it puts them quite low. So I actually have really good top decks here. Just Summon Shore, just attack Prey, that's a Recruiter. Turns out it's Warrior Lady, which is just as good. You see when I do the Whirlwind Shower play to force out the back row, I go for Borer just to continue chain, because in this sort of position I kind of want to get a lot of cards, and that's what helps me out a lot here. So I'm Prisons, which is absolutely fine. Even though I lost all 3 Shores, it's not bad. It's not bad. I got value, I got a way to get into Klutz and Gales and Blizzards, so it's not a big deal. So I'm just running away with the game at this stage. Special Summon Gale. I use Gale half, and I Synchro to Armor Master here to play around the potential Honest in hand. Yeah, like I said, because Armor Master takes no battle damage, and also can't be destroyed by battle, and it gives an opponent a wedge counter. So give opponent's monster a wedge counter with any battle it's involved with. So yeah, Armor Master is actually really good when you read on this, because they can't really. There are very few arts to it, especially with this prison set that's going to get set. Yeah, and that's yeah, that's really weird. I'm a bit surprised to not see another angel here, unless it got sided out, or Warrior Lady got sided out, or maybe even Alchemist. You know, I expect to see Alchemist here, but I guess it's not in the deck at this stage, which is a bit surprising. But and here comes my own Warrior Lady. Yeah, quite nice to deal with that. You'll see my side deck in a little bit, but yeah, it's just a nice all-round card. So yeah, obviously Warrior Lady is going to get someone in defense, so you just let that pass. My opponent can't do anything. They can set whatever they want, but they can't deal. They're low on life, so they admit defeat there. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm actually very lucky now that I look back at this replay. But you know, as I say, you just take your round one win and move on to the next round, which is about yeah, another rock paper scissors lost. I just hide the hand here for a moment because just to see how I could play differently. So I think my opponent's telegraphing course there. Maybe I should have gone Bora Gale, attack. Yeah, my opponent does have the course there. Wow. So it's just as well I didn't do that. I guess I could have made that play because I have everything. But I don't know what my opponent's on. My opponent sets a dust. Maybe I could have set everything. Maybe I just set everything. Should have just set everything. Yeah, my opponent hits this. Yeah, maybe I'm just far too passive here, but you know, by the time I do something, prison. Yeah, maybe I need to force out that back row quickly. So really, I should go Whirlwind Bora, force out the back row. Yeah, I got Milford's Torrential Tribute. Don't really do much here. Yeah, now I'll react a bit too late. Yeah, I shouldn't really set Torrential there. Yeah, my opponent actually. Yeah, I think my opponent respects. Yeah, and then it goes Blackwings Bomb. Yeah, gets multiple searches here, so I can't really win. And this is the downside of having Milford's Torrential Tribute against these decks. And yeah, I can't really do anything. So maybe I could set the Milforce, but Milforce doesn't really do anything in this case. I think my opponent made the wrong search here. Goblin Zombie should really grab Zombie Master, and the Sanguine still grabs the Plague Spreader, so my opponent actually misplays here. But I don't think it actually matters because you know, he's got everything here. Yeah, going to Stardust, Book of Life, Special Summon the Reaper, Special Summon Dark Armed. I'm not going to waste time when he drops the Dark Armed. Yeah. So yeah, my opponent just had the perfect traps for everything. I don't think there's. Maybe I could have gone a bit more aggressive, but yeah, nothing I can do there. Game 2. So yeah, I really should go Whirlwind Bora here. Now that my opponent, I know what my opponent's on. You probably go for Gale here. No, go for Galoot. Just try press for damage. Set Book of Pass. Yeah, my opponent's got a really nice setup here. I just attack here. And I attempt to trigger Whirlwind here by Tribute Summoning. I don't mind that because I've obviously got Blizzard follow up. Yeah, so my opponent just has to use Torrential there. And I book the Reaper. Maybe I could have, yeah, maybe I could go Brionek. But my opponent's got mind control, instant fusion, and he's got a way to get a tune in the grave. So I think that's probably not right. Yeah, my opponent's getting a bit toxic here. I don't understand what's the reason. It's nothing wrong to, just clarify what you're targeting, because, yeah, brain control to deal with Reaper, because I don't, yeah, the only real thing that I'm really scared of here is, yeah, and then just set the oppression and pass. My opponent's actually in a really tough spot here, I think. Yeah. Just maybe I could have gone into maybe I could have gone into a Gale here, but yeah, it's just nice to, yeah. I think here, because I'm calculating to see if there's enough damage here, but I only have 28, so it's not worth it. Let my opponent destroy the Shura. Yeah, my opponent has to go. Yeah, there's not really much my opponent can. Yeah, I just flip oppression here. Not going to waste any time. I should have waited for my opponent to confirm the target, but just let. Yeah, my opponent can't do anything. I just get lazy and let my bad habit slide. So on to game 3. Yeah, my opponent just has open Sanguine Torrential, which is really strong. So here I'd probably go Whirlwind Kalute. I really should go Whirlwind Kalute, but I don't, because I don't know what my opponent has. I just set, maybe I could set the oppression sooner. Yeah, maybe that's also, yeah, that's a bit tough here, because I draw triple blizzards without a level 4 to bait out the back row. And I'm surprised my opponent flips Dust Tornado here. To be honest, I guess it's alright. I mean, it works out in the end, but I forget that there's a. Yeah, that's fun. I have to let that go. 14. Yeah, then it's a bit tough. That's quite tough. Yeah, I have to MST here just to force out the play. And yeah, just attack. Yeah, I'm actually in a really tough spot here, to be honest. It's not really too much I can do here. My opponent actually draws perfectly. You just bait up back row. Maybe I just camp on Catasta, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's a good mill force, but I forget my opponent's actually. Maybe I should just drop goals at 1200. Yeah, it's just really tough for me in this spot, because there's not really a good way for me to deal with the hand. I could have just camped, but I could have even just summon Sirocco, set Sirocco, but the Gale's there. Gale's gonna run over that, I guess, and then I have to out the Gale eventually, and it's not really. Yeah, it's not. My teammate said it's not right for me to do this, but I'm in a really bad spot. I just need to press for as much damage, which actually ends up being a final nail in the coffin for me. Yeah, so my opponent goes into Brionek. Yeah, so my opponent actually doesn't, just plays it straight away, which I didn't pay attention to the graveyard actually. Now thinking back, I should have just. I probably have to let everything go, because I thought there was 4 dock. I thought there were 3 docks in grave. With the way my opponent's playing, they're just slamming down their cards. So yeah, I just. Yeah, I got lag. I mean, my opponent's just being a bit of a dick here. So yeah, I thought my opponent had. I honestly thought my opponent had 3 darks, which is why I did the play I did, but it makes no difference because Gale and everything, so I just scoop it up here because there's no coming back from me here. Nope, I didn't crow prematurely. Like I said, yes, I did crow a bit prematurely, but no need to be a dick about it, so yeah. I lose that round, and yeah, that kind of ruins me over because Challenge had a really, really bad Swiss, so yeah, it's just, Challenge was not playing ball. So and you'll find out that I actually got paired down quite a bit. But yeah, next round against P Santos on frogs, and another rock paper scissors. I lose. Yeah. I mean, my hand here, you see that I actually go all out for this one. Yeah. Yeah, my opponent misplays this quite. Actually, no, that's not really a misplay. I guess you can set Wing Blast and do the cute move of Wing Blast a Whirlwind. But if my opponent's going to do this, then I just go all out. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of thinking here because I want to press for as much damage as I can against frogs. Yeah, because if I can do that, then obviously they can't do much. You have to play as if they don't have Battle Fader or Gauze. Yes, they've got the Battle Fader here, so that actually bumps me up to. I was going to go for something else, but there's not really much point going for Gale because it's only 100. I want most attack, and that puts me up to 54. Which sadly 68 is not enough. So I just have a huge burst, set the Icarus and pass. Play as if Heavy Storm doesn't exist. So I think when you get used to frogs, when you're playing the Blackwings and you draw really well, then you can get away with these sorts of hands. Yeah. So that is actually a smart Whirlwind here. Smart to banish your Whirlwind here but I guess you kind of want to deal with the monsters as well, but you don't want Whirlwind to get away with the game, so I don't mind that. Don't hate that. I'll just force out the Colute. And actually, I have a really strong. This is actually a really good top deck for me. I just top deck another monster. Just swing. Fader's gonna drop. Just pass there. There's no reason to. Yeah, Treeborn's gonna come back. And Brain Control is just gonna, Icarus Attack is just gonna ruin unless you pitch for swap for, yeah, especially someone send. Yeah, and I just drop the Colute there, and my opponent just scoops it up. Yeah, I went all out for this one because you can't give frogs time because if you draw the hand, that sort of hand where you can go for huge damage, you just do it. So that frog player because frogs play the control game. Although Blackwings have got a fantastic control game of being able to generate lots of card advantage through Whirlwind and well-timed Icarus attacks, the frogs do a better job of control. So you can't play frogs at their game. You just got to play to your hands. Yeah, I acknowledge that I actually drew that I actually did really well with the double Colute. And this is another nutty hand, I think. Yeah, so my choices here are, maybe I could have gone a bit more aggressive and gone to Stardust, but I prefer just playing it a little bit more conservatively here, and I just go, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but my opponent goes summon swap. Interesting. Yep, which is attack. And actually this play actually pans out, which is funny. Yeah, I think you have to go into dupe frog, and that forces me to do a dupe block out. And actually I have a ridiculous, this is actually quite a ridiculous hand, to be honest. Turns out that sending the Sirocco actually helps him out because it forced my opponent actually attacks into it and fuels that third dark for me. Can't always bank on that, but yeah, and then obviously Dark Armed had to pop the dupe frog here. Maybe I could have just attacked in because I got fodder for Dark Armed, so I can always. I got fodder for Gore, so maybe I should. I've actually did that wrong. Should have just gained 50, but it's alright. Just huge damage again. Yeah, and I just have this. I just draw perfectly to out my opponent. So my opponent prioritizes, yeah. As the frog player, you're looking to slow down the game versus Blackwings. So probably you go, yeah. You can't. You have to make the consecrated play, set Wind Blast, and hope that I don't have Solemn here, or hope I don't have Book of Moon here. And it turns out that I actually have. It turns out that I actually have the out to seal the game. Yeah, it's just go curtains, good games. Yeah, you're not gonna. It's just I just drew really well here. So yeah, 2-1. Next opponent is, I think this is the weird deck, Evil Hero deck. Similar to the list that topped, actually, now that I think back on it. But yeah, I think these sorts. One of the things is that Blackwings weren't well represented in this tournament, and I'll probably have to ask the mods on the really big server. Yeah, I think I probably was the highest Blackwing player, let down by tie breaks, and also let down by a few technical misplays in the matches that really mattered. So I finally win the rock paper scissors. This is match 4. Yeah, that's a really strong hand. I think I do go Whirlwind Shorer. Don't just. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. I definitely go Whirlwind Shorer. Grab Kalut, grab Gale, set oppression. Just fuck it, go all out. If my opponent's Heavy Storm, set 1 pass. And this is the bit where I mess up. Because I give a thumbs up, I pass priority here. So pass priority in summon negation window. So I can't actually use the oppression here, which is actually a small misplay and could have ended badly. Yeah, because I've got ways to play around. I've got loads of ways to play around Gorse, especially with double whirlwind. Yep, so it's fine. I take the 46. And I just draw like a champ here. I play as if this set is a bottomless. And I just get double whirlwind because double gale, because double blizzard. And yeah, just attack. Even with the mill force, it's 1200, and I've got blizzard backup plan, so I really don't mind. Yeah, so I just swing for 15, and I just leave the 2 up. That's fine. Yeah, my opponent just. And end phase, I just equals attack the 2 back row. No point messing around here. Yeah, my opponent can't use Solemn here. Yeah, my opponent just. You can see my opponent doesn't know how to play. So yeah, so quick note here. I was meant to summon Shorer. I would never. You see here, couple of seconds. So you have to ask your head judge. But normally you see here that I return it within the 5-second window, so I think, and I even acknowledge it, so in most cases people aren't going to penalise you for that. So I just trade here. And yeah, I summoned the value here in defense because I just need to pad myself. I just attack. There's no reason to play into Mill Force, no reason to play into anything. No reason to play into any cards, just keep attacking here. Set a card. Yeah, my opponent's just forced to. I kind of milk my opponents here because they don't know their basic rulings. So yeah, they should know that you can't oppression and you can't torrential for the same reasons. So yeah, no, you can't torrential damage step is what I say. Yeah, my opponent actually potentially could have won. Actually, no, they couldn't have. So main phase 2, I go into Stardust. Maybe I could have summoned the Bora here, but there's no reason for me to summon Bora because I got no more targets in deck. So I just hold off here. I just set Dust Tornado and I'm pretty good spot here. My opponent's got almost no ways out this board. Yeah, my opponent tries to True Nade and tries to, but because I'm even if I didn't know what this card was, I would still go into Stardust, number one, and number two, Dust Tornado actually gives me information on what this set card is, and yeah, my opponent quite rightly scoops it up, even though I know it's a torrential, because I just play it as and just try and find out some knowledge. So yeah, standard play, Stratos. So here I just bump heads. There's nothing else for me to do. I have Mirror Force here. I'm just going to save that Mirror Force. I know there's Prisma. My opponent reveals multi-piece Golem. So I don't know what. When I see that, I think I kind of cried a little bit because I sided that bottomless, thinking that was Diva Hero, but yeah, this is another misplay. Maybe I should just not set the Solemn Judgment here. But I just play it safe. I just go Goyo, attack, and just that's fine. Yeah, setting Solemn here was actually a mistake, but I just wanted to be safe. It's funny that. Yeah, and my opponent just overcommits, and this is a really big Mirror Force. Boom. So my opponent passing without anything is a telltale giveaway that they have Gauze. So I just set the Bora here. I just negate everything with oppression. I reveal that as a Bora by mistake, so I just flip someone and set that pass. I got Solemn, so I just Dust Tornado here end phase, and you see this is what I thought they were on. I thought they were on Diva Hero, which is why you see Rugs, which I normally wouldn't play. Yeah, and this play tells me that my opponent's got Morphing Jar, which is really, really bad telltale sign. You should never really make this sort of play. But here's the clever bit. I draw a really, really good top deck here. A really good top deck. And you see how I play around bottom of the Sand Torrential, because I go Tribute Set and then flip the Virus, and then I just chain my Solemn, and I'm going to see what's in the hand. So now that confirms the Gauze that I knew that my opponent had. So it's just easy, and now it's just a matter of case of I'm just going to outgrind you. You don't really have anything, so I'm fairly confident in this position. You're not going to be able to do anything. I just set that because my opponent's not going to heavy their own back-row. Yeah, so I'm actually in a really good spot here. I had to ask my opponent to confirm if they're going to activate it. So because Mirror Force is gone, a lot of cards are gone. So I just go Summon Gale Attack because I don't lose anything, and my opponent just has nothing here, just attack. Yeah, so I just use oppression again. Yeah, my opponent sides in Shadow Imprisoning Mirror against yeah, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is not a good card to have against Blackwings, because yes, it stops a lot of their cards, but when they side in Skill Drain, it's like siding in Skill Drain against Blackwings, and you're also shutting off your own Caius. You also shut off Gauze in this case, so there's quite a lot of cards that you actually shut off. So yeah, my opponent can't do anything. Yeah, Aquadolphin, just nice to have. And I go up into round 5 against Diva Hero. Another rock, paper, scissors lost. My hands, I actually drew rather average. I never drew broken hands in this tournament. So yeah, I just attack. Yeah. Yeah, so I hold the dust shoot here because if my opponent goes Diva, I think that was wrong actually, because I should have just shotgunned the dust shoot there and returned the Diva. Because I was hoping that malicious would come up, but you can't bank your opponents on making perfect plays. Yeah, I have to respect the cause. Yeah, and then they go ahead and just banish the Gauze because they know that I know about Gauze, and the Gauze is never coming live. So actually Dust Tornado here. But I think my opponent actually makes a really weird plays. So yeah, that's a really weird Dust Tornado there. I guess it's nice to have a prophylactic Dust Tornado, but you really want to save that for a real card. And yeah, you just didn't do that. So the play I think here is, this is the play that I'm debating on, is I kind of want to go into, yeah, I was probably going to go all out, but then I decided, you know, my opponent's got Malicious, my opponent's got Waters, and I kind of want to save the Gale Mind Control for a later time. So I go Gale, Special Summon, attack into, summon Go, attack. Even with Gauze gone, I still, and then play Heavy Storm just so that there's no chance of having a hero come back. My opponent actually top decks the Malicious here, which is actually really tough on them. And the other aspect is that if you draw the Malicious here, you don't really want to bank on me top decking Plague Spreader. You probably want to go. You probably do want to go Miracle Fusion here. So yeah, my opponent goes Miracle Fusion. My opponent, yeah, I actually do understand this play. Tribute set for Malicious, but I actually top deck a really good monster here. My opponent's actually on 27, which means that's actually lethal, because I just go into, yeah, just go Mind Control because I know that's Malicious. Synchro into anything for game. Yeah, and that's the wrap. Just show off the hand. Maybe I could have concealed a bit more information, but it's fine. Oh yeah, that's game, because I forgot that's actually game without Mind Control, because I could have gone into Armed Wing. Armed Wing does 2k, and then a Gale swings for 13, so that's actually game out of the way. Yeah, this is a bit where I had to think a bit. Brain Control, attack, player on Gauze. So if you drop Gauze, then you Black Rose here. Maybe it's to summon the Blizzard, Synchro. Maybe I should have summoned the Blizzard, just swing in for extra damage. Set the Rug, because the Rug's the only way to out. But my opponent goes Blind MST, which actually works out for them. And there's no reason for me to commit here. I just attack. I just go Summon Shura. Yeah. Rug, just flip the Rug here. I think I get impatient here. Yeah, I actually have to do it the other way around. So yeah, maybe I just, and my opponent actually has Infernal Prodigy, Diva, summon, no, don't have another Gilman, summon Diva, Steel. Yeah, he actually has level 6+. Yeah, that's a normal play. Stardust, yeah, Bionic. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised my opponent makes this play. Stardust, attack, Yeah, in this case, I didn't respect the mind crush here. I was expecting a bottomless of prison, which is why I make the player make. Yeah, because under normal circumstances, you probably summon Blizzard straight away. Some Blizzards go into go attack, set dust, pass. Yeah, but I shouldn't have made that play. Yeah, so just reveal. Yeah, because it's because you can't account for all the copies. So yeah, that's a bit sad. That's fine. My partners have got. Yeah, Solemn was actually really good top deck here. My opponent doesn't know Solemn, but I think I must have misplayed here because I should actually be winning this. Yeah, okay, now I know why I misplayed this. Because I didn't respect Gauze. So I should have attacked with Stardust first. Yeah, I should have done the other way around. They can't out, but I wasn't expecting Gauze, and also I thought that was a Snowman Eater. So, and I was kind of like, yeah, I think that was a mistake. I should have attacked with Goyo first, but it's fine. I just drew nothing. Yeah, I just draw nothing here, so that's a bit unfortunate. I just needed any monster, and it's fine. Yeah, solo borrow set rug, which is fine. My opponent goes has a perfect out, and actually lures away the malicious, which I think is a mistake because I think he draws the. Let's have a look at logs. I think he draws the Future Fusion off the. Yeah, my opponent actually misplays here because you actually. I'm surprised they didn't see the line. You go Future Fusion, send malicious Treeborn. No, actually, you can't. He's actually right for doing that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. You probably don't even need to allure here. You really don't need to allure here. Because what you do is you go summon Brain Control, Plague Spreader, Synchro into Brionac, hit my, or just set dust. Or he draws a dust of the allure. So probably just be a bit more patient and just go. Oh yeah, you still make the play. Future Fusion. Go into Future Fusion. Send malicious Treeborn. Brain Control. Plague Spreader. Then you Synchro, and then you see if I've got a response to your Brionac. Then if I've got no response, then you go Brionac bounce something. Yeah, I think there's actually a misplay there. My opponent actually misplays, but I guess it lets them play around torrential. But no, they got impatient. They got far too impatient there. Just going to Goyo, but which doesn't actually do anything. And sorry, I'm just going to attack. He's just going to attack for Plagues, whether going to Stardust, and then Future Fusion. Okay, so this is okay. So what do I do here? I've got range of options. I could try and steal the Stardust again, but I elect to make the safe response. My opponent has this really bad habit of Blind Dust Tornado, which if my opponent did not Blind Dust Tornado, I would not make the next move I make. I would not. Obviously, that actually puts me in a really good spot, and then I just go Colossal Fighter in defense because I know my opponent's going to just have. Yeah, I just need to play around the. Yeah. I'm a bit surprised my opponent doesn't go tribute some for Cyber Dragon here, but hey, you gotta make do with how your opponent plays, and that's actually a really good top deck. So I know that Absolute Zero is coming out, so what I need to do is I need to use Icarus Attack and Colute, which is a shame, but there's no easy way for me to out the Absolute Zero as it stands, so I need to actually make that play, just so that I don't lose. In fact, yeah, the Future Fusion actually gets the... let's have a look at Future Fusion real quick. Future Fusion, if I can get away from that. When the monster is... so actually, my opponent should not have Future Fusion on the field, because he tribute summoned it. So, yeah. Yep, so that's fine. I'll just let that go. So now I just go, I do show it here, because even my opponent scores and attacks over and goes and crashes the token and swings for 27. I drop a 27 on my own. That's game. So yeah, I'm in total control on this at this point. I just go out, synchro into anything, and yeah, that's the game. Solemn Judgment is a really good top deck here. I actually have everything that I need to get around this. So yeah, I am 4-1 at this stage. So this is the final game for the day. I'm up against MB. I know he likes Christius one. So you see, I'm just kidding. I am messing here. I do not mean that in a disrespectful way. I know that MB normally crushes me in real life with really good mills. So, you know, let's see. Yeah. And there's another rock, paper, scissors that I actually win. And I actually misplay in this game. So, yeah. I just pass here. I just set bottomless. Even if the set cards are Raikou or Hamster, I've got Mind Control Blizzard, so I just flip the bottomless and just don't waste time. And he goes for charge. And this is one of the brilliant things. This is one of the things that when you're playing as Blackwings is that if you just draw a really terrible hand, then a lot of decks actually still take advantage of it. And it's funny that I make this play. So I just have to attack. Because I draw the Icarus, so I got a way to deal with 2 cards, and goes charge, searches Arcus, which is actually really strong if you think about it, because Arcus stops a lot of the target effects. Arcus is just a really strong card, and I actually have the perfect answer, which is normally terrible against Lightsworn. Actually pays off here. Beckoning Light is set. I'm just seeing what... yeah, there's not really too much else. So, pass 10. I just attack here, even though I know it's there's nothing else. Yeah, so I don't really want my opponent to be able to chain over these cards. I just go Mind Control and then just swing for damage. And I think he lets that go. Yeah, I get Raikou to destroy itself and not any of the back rows, because if it's any of those are beckoning lights, then I'm a bit stuck here. Maybe I could have gone for one of the back rows, because if I hit any one of them, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's actually quite nice that I mill. It's sad to mill Dark Armed, but it's nice to mill Dust Tornado, which is actually terrible in this matchup, and Heavy Storm is also kind of bad. So, and also draw a perfect card. So I get another bottomless. Lilo just eats bottomless for days. Normal summon, force out. Yeah, just force it out. Yeah, I'm a bit. Yeah, I actually have everything that I need from this hand. So Beckoning Light is actually going to come in clutch here. And do I Maybe I don't negate this one. Yeah, I should negate this one. Yeah, Necro Gardener is just strong here. So here's a really clever play that I make. Okay, so I know that sets a Raikou, and my own oppression is going to get in my way. I just top deck a Blizzard, and I actually have an Icarus attack. So what I'm going to do is Icarus attack, tribute the Bora, pop the Raikou and my oppression, summon Blizzard, and just make a big play here. And because I respect Necro, I have to force. I'm going to go here to force out the Necro Gardener because this is an exec game. Yep, Stardust is a correct move. Yeah, and I'll pass turn. And this is the bit where I tell MB that I actually make a misplay here because I should solemn this Lila because I know what's in the hand, and like there's not really a way to out it, and I've got Stardust Prism, which is really hard for Lightsworn to out, and it kind of bites me in the butt. Yeah, so if I had negated, then this would not have happened. And here's another clever move that I make. So my opponent's on 28. I just top deck a Bora, so that's actually lethal because I book him in any of these monsters and swing for game. So I just book the Lila, tribute summon, special summon Bora, pump, and this also plays around the Honest that I know is in hand. Yeah. So yeah, you should have gambled, but you know. So I just set skill drain and Bottomless here, and the reason I do that, skill drain is actually ridiculously good here, and Bottomless is. I actually side out Solomon against Christia Swarm because they have too many boss monsters. So you kind of want to stunt. You don't want to solemn. You just want to stunt. Stunt all the normal summons because it is quite normal summon heavy. The top deck's Cold Wave, but I have the skill drain, which is really huge here. So I just summon. Yeah, I just don't waste time. And you see here that this hand does absolutely nothing in the face of skill drain. I just Bottomless there because I think my opponent's got an Honest. Maybe I should have just let go, and he's just trying to get monsters off the board. But I actually topped it the perfect monster. I set book because nothing outs 2000 on the skill drain when book is in the mix. So I just go attack. Yep, that's normal. And Heavy Storm for the top. Sarko into Beckoning Light. And I just lure away a Blizzard because there's not really anything else I can do. I just set Torrential. So he's got Beckoning Light. So I do need to be aware of what's out there. Yeah, pitch the Sarko. I actually, maybe the correct move for me to do here, because he's got Lila, I go Icarus attack, pop the Consecrated Light and the Lila, but I don't think here. And he drops JD. Yep, and he mills a wolf. So even though I know this set card is Beckoning Light from the sarcophagus, I don't want the boss. I don't want another JD coming back into the hand, or even Celestia in this stage will be really good here. So what I actually do is I go MST the back row, MST the beckoning light, summon that at level 4, set both, pass, and then main phase just Icarus. Before entering main phase, you just Icarus. I just attack here. I don't. It's a bit. I've got a good way of dealing with the bottomless anyway. Set the hamster, and I actually top deck. I have a really strong top deck here. I shouldn't shuffle here, but yes, it does activate. But I've got nothing, so I'm not. I don't have to shuffle deck. So I just attack because I know this hamster, and I know they bounce on his last turn. So you just attack. And yeah, this is just curtains actually, even with Necro Garden in the mix. I flip skill drain here so that I don't. Maybe that's so that Raikou can't deal with it. But if it was a Raikou, then you'd probably go normal summon Raikou attack, which is a bit funny, but you needs must. And again, just set the Raikou. I use Dealy Crow to stop Necro Gardener from stopping my attack, and I just summon the monster. I just attack. Shame Dark Arm Dragon is not live here, but it is what it is. Take your chances. Set Honest. And I just top deck another monster, and that's game. Yeah. So at this point, I'm flying quite high, 5-1. Unfortunately, Challenge did die on itself, so we had to play the next 2 games the following day, and unfortunately, I'm actually up against OG, and this is one play that made me miss out on top cut. I feel I actually think I misplayed, but I'll give my reasoning when I see the replay. Another rock paper scissors lost. Oh. Yeah, I do it a bit late because I'm trying to just, yeah, Vortex Trooper is actually really nice tech innovated by Ghost Rider. And he has heavy here. So actually, there was no point in me playing around heavy all this time, but, you know, I need to gain as much life as I can. Yeah, my opponent just is so patient with this. He just doesn't drop the trag. Just sets the White Stone of Legend. Yep. So yeah, I have to attack with Android here. I was correct to attack with Android here because Gale gets around Gauze anyway, so I don't really care too much for Gauze here. Turns out I was correct because it lets me play one track. So this is a bit that I wasn't too sure about, but I think I made the right choice in the end. Just tank on Armor Master. Don't set it. Maybe I could have set another bottomless and baited up something, but you know. And this is the bit where I think I missed. Yeah. This is the bit where I think I actually make a misplay. The reason why I think it's a misplay is because I just need to out. I just need to out this trag, because if I draw another monster, my opponent's on 32, so I just need to bank on myself drawing another monster. I had the same logic of just giving my opponent a wedge counter, but my thinking here was I just need to top deck Blizzard, or Bora, which is 5 in 31. Just do a quick. I'll do a quick calculation with Happy Geometric Calculator. So just do a quick check. I know you can use Yu-Gi-Oh! Party, but I prefer to use this. So population size is 31. Number of successes in population is 5. Sample size is going to be 1. Successes in sample is 1. So my cumulative probability, actually number of successes in sample, Number of successes in population. Sorry, I just need to. Yeah, that's 31 cards, so it's only that can't. I think that's about right, but I still have a lot. Actually, I've got Whirlwind in the mix actually with the hand, but either way, I should be banking on drawing another Shora or Bora in this case, or Blizzard. Chances of that are a lot higher if I kill this, so it actually ends up costing me this game because my opponent actually has the perfect means to out my board. And you soon see how he plays it out. He plays it out really well, as what you expect for someone that's a RBET topper. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So here's the bit that I also think is another misplay. Yep. 23. 18. Yeah, the reason you do it that particular way, maybe I drop Gauze, but it makes no difference, to be honest. And that's because Brianne's Purata text allows you to return to you can actually target your own cards, so you can actually set the rejuvenation. So you soon find out, even if I had taken 1800 less, it makes no difference. And the reason why is because even if this token, even if the Gauze gets destroyed and I'm left with 2300 token, Brianne still pitches that. Then you set the rejuvenation, pitch to Drago to bounce the rejuvenation to hand, and you still got rejuvenation for 3. So yeah, that actually seals the game. Yeah, if he had rejuvenation, I would have been okay. But you know, it is what it is. And unfortunately, I don't draw anything that's of any use because there's no point of me setting everything because Brianne's just going to pitch everything and swing for game. So that's why I scoop it up here. So, so this is game 2. I just need a level 4 to make this hand playable, but unfortunately I draw a torrential here. I think my mistake was to set torrential, but I think thinking back, there wasn't anything I could really do because I just didn't draw a level 4. I just needed to draw a level 4. And chance of drawing a level 4, success in population 6. Sample size is actually, just thinking, it's actually 9 because I just needed any one monster. So 3 Kalute, 3 Bora, 3 Showa. Your sample size is going to be 5. Number of success 6 actually. Success in population. So I think it's without looking into it, it's probably between 70 and 80% based upon frogs. Actually, it's a lot higher. A chance of me opening with one normal summonable Blackwing monster that can take advantage of Whirlwind is 86.8%. So I actually got really unlucky, actually, to be honest. But you know, I had the 15% chance of opening the torrential, but it doesn't mean anything, and you'll find out why because he's got double draw spell rejuvenation. So yeah, it just needs to high roll and draw into everything, and yeah, see what the trading draws into. Trading draws is basically deep draw dragons, but instead of using Exodia, you're just sculpting your perfect hand. 3 again. 1, 2, 4. You future fusion here to dump everything in grave. Yep. So it's a bit. Upstart, and he draws a decree here. So rejuvenation. Yeah. So I knew that there was actually a decree set, and I'll explain why once he draws out his hand. Yeah, so he's left in 6 in deck. And the reason you find out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more card. So the reason why I know there's a decree set is because you don't discard decree here if you draw to decree. So, but it actually does not matter. But because I know there's decree, I kind of want to bait out the decree. So I still set knowing that there's decree set. And I'll actually mention the play. In fact, double vortex here is actually. This is one of the reasons. So Book of Moon. So I'll let this play roll out. So my opponent goes summon Debris Dragon. Target. Of course, I'm going to DD Crow. The Debris Dragon target. And then I chain Book of Moon because I know my opponent's got red eyes in hand. And this is one of the reasons why I like Book of Moon in this matchup, is because it's good against Royal Decree. Opponent's sliding Lightning Vortex. So if they don't have a good, if they can't go into Brionek, you go Book of Moon on your Armor Master, and I mean most likely they will have the out. But if they don't, you Book of Moon the Armor Master. They can't. The only way to out the Armor Master is actually through Brionek. And here's the other reason: because Red MD needs to have a face-up monster, a face-up dragon, to banish, to summon the debris. So what I'm looking for here is just any level 4. So if I roll on, if I go into 33, I've got success population of 9. My sample size is just the top card of the deck. Number of successes is 1. I still have a good chance of yeah. I should still be able to top deck a monster here. But yeah, that just plays around. Yeah, my opponent's just comfy here. Yeah, I can't do much here. I don't have a monster to draw. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it turns out that me not running over the track actually cost me in the long run. But you know, as I say, live and learn. Final match is probably the most exciting match. I've already posted the replay on the Big Edison server, but I'd like to just go through it because yeah, it was just really tough match. But you see that I actually somehow managed to come back with quite a bit of fortune actually. So yeah, it's not really too much. So I have no idea what my opponent's on until I just go. Yeah, so until my opponent goes hamster, summon the Ojama blue, just swing, I just let that pass, summon Sirocco, attack, my opponent has the magical hats, which actually throws me off, and my opponent gets a nice amount of pluses. So yeah, my opponent gets a nice big buff of pluses. So I think I should have not just set the Icarus attack, but it's fine. Yeah, my opponent just... Yeah, so I actually have the Icarus attack to punish the creature swap here, but I can't really capitalize on anything. Yeah, because my opponent just sets the Gear Towns, activate, and yeah, I just get punished for not setting the torrential here. Yeah, my opponent gets to flip. So yeah, I just go Black Rose Bomb here, and I don't read the card. Yeah, I just realized when when that happened, I didn't read the Ojama country. Yep, so yeah, it turns out that this is actually solid, and I actually I could have summoned, but I just go Black Rose Bomb, just take my temporary plus, I have to set. I think I just set both here. The reason I set both here is because, you know, if I'm already so behind. So if I get heavy stormed here, I lose anyway. So yeah. And the Ojo Magic gets 2 and 3. So here's a real standpoint here. Yeah, so I could have used Torrential here, but I opt not to use Torrential here, and just prison one of the cards. Maybe I should prison the Sanguine, which I do. Yeah, it's already too late. I think I prisoned the wrong monster, but it's fine. And I can't play one Dust Shoot, so it's fine. I just summon the Blizz. Sure, attack. Set the Icarus and pass. Target the Drummer Blue. So yeah, so I have to. I think I'll pop the monsters here. Yep. So I'll force out the Yeah, so I'm just saying that he knows I got Kalut. Yeah, at this point I'm really behind in card advantage, even though I've got a technically better deck. But you know, just with clever cycling. And this actually came really close to time. In fact, you'll see when I finish playing this game one, you'll see how much time is left on the round. Vortex. So here again, I do the same play. I just go shove attacks. I need to clear both monsters, so I go. Yeah, I just cleared both monsters. I summon out Kalut. Maybe no, there's not. Maybe I could. I was thinking. Yeah, I forgot there's Sorokin Graveyard, but I was a bit more careful, and I guess it pays off. Yeah, because I want to have Kalut in hand for an attack. So here's the bit which actually changes in my favor. My opponent summons a Snipe Hunter, should definitely be able to hit all my cards, and because how many times have I had Torrential set for? 949, which makes that let's find out where. So I've had Torrential set from turn 6. I've not even flipped it. It's now turn 11, so my opponent does not expect me to have Torrential set. So, and because of that, my opponent never. You soon find out. If my opponent didn't miss any of the snipes, which Dueling Book is I find is really infamous for. You always miss on 1s or 6s. Then yeah, I find Dueling Book is infamous for missing at 1s and 6s. So finally, my opponent manages to clear the board, and just snipe again. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because I don't respond with this Torrential for 5 straight turns. Yeah, so my opponent should have just tried to pitch. And I just go Icarus attack, pop the 2. Yeah. Because I just set the bottomless here without thinking about it. Yeah, Fusion Gate makes sense because you got the Jammers. Yeah, we just play back and forth. So now here I just force out the Regeki Break. That Whirlwind is actually a really good top deck. I am leaving myself vulnerable to Heavy Storm, but you got to play with this. Bank on your opponent not having it. So yeah. Because I pay off, it's now turn 21. I've had the torrential since turn 6. If I can bring it here. Yeah, I've had torrential since my turn 6. So 7 to 21 to 14 of my opponent's turns. And now I just flip the torrential, and that actually, I think that actually brings things back into my favor. But I just draw nothing. Yeah. Yeah, so because Black Rose is gone, yeah, you don't Black Rose here. You don't Black Rose your own Mill Force here. Yeah, because my opponent goes Gear Town and goes into Ancient Fairy, I do Bottomless here because I don't want Gear Town resolving. So I go and this is where Whirlwind really gets out of hand in the late game. Now that I've burnt up most of my opponent's resources and my opponent's only got one back row, if I can bait up this back row and basically get into Blizzard, resolve Blizzard, then that's game. So I should be going Bora Summon Blizzard, or maybe I'll go Bora Grab Kalute. Yeah, that's what I do. Just push for damage. And I just set the 2 and pass. Yeah, because I know that's Mill Force. My opponent unexpectedly revealed the Mill Force, so I just attack. They're going to save that Mill Force for as long as they can. Monk is fine. It's going to get Cat. Cat's going to get double. It's going to get and this is where I go. Cat's going to get Ojama and an Airbellum, and this is where I go Book of Moon on the Summoner Monk. The reason I go Book of Moon Summon Monk is because I don't want Arcanite Magician coming onto the field. And it's not bad to have a monster on the field. And I just bottomless that. And this is actually game because I normally like to make a safe play. So what I'll do here is summon Blizzard, get value, bring back Shora, go into Brionek, pitch, bounce the back row, which because Torrential has already been used, I actually don't really have to fear this back row. I have, and then that actually ends up being game because when I pitch the value, even if you had the bottomless here, I go Bora attacks, drop Kalute, drop 1500 and a swing for 23 foot. No, it's not quite game, but yeah, if I know that that's nothing, I just pitch and force the Summoner Monk back to hand. So I just go all out. Brionek. Yeah, if you don't respond to the Brionek with the set card, if I wanted to be safe, I just pitch both and then go into, but go into Armed Wing. But yeah, that took ages. Yes, I agree. That's what I said. So you see here, it actually took 33 minutes to get past this one, and this was actually a fun one to review. I remember it was just 2 key moments. It was a Snipe Hunter and then Torrential Tribute, holding on to a Torrential Tribute for 14 turns, which is amazing. So yeah, set Gear Town, activate Ojama Country, set the Hamster, set Magical Hats Pass. Interesting. So I just go set Oppression because yeah, I should have maybe, yeah, it's just as well I didn't. Yeah, that was a mistake. I was actually needed to head off, so I let the attack go through. And I just flip the Oppression here and just don't let anything happen. I just summon Shora because it's the biggest monster. Set 1 pass, and then now I just go attack. And yeah, this is the bit where I'm forcing my opponent to decision. Do they want me to? Yeah, how do they want to do this? Do they want me to let the show resolve, or do they want to keep profession and they opt to keep? Yeah, so this is the bit what I was hoping for. So if Snipe Hunter attempts to target the brawler, I go chain Icarus attack, pop Gear Talon as, and then yeah, that's that's going to be make Gear Talon miss timing, because Gear Talon will be destroyed to chain Link 2 because of Icarus attack. So my opponent just goes after that. Yep, that's fine. So no response to summon. So here, because it's battle phase, if my opponent passes priority and start step, I will be able to use my set Icarus attack to destroy the 2, which is what I indicate. Yeah, so before attack declaration, because opponent needs to pass priority and start step. I actually had to look it up. And this is the bit where I think, do I go Dust Tornado on the set card, or do I just Dust Tornado Future Fusion? And I think I just make the right choice and just Future Fusion Dust Tornado. And yeah, just go into the biggest monster and just, yeah. Arm Ring is my go-to synchro because, and especially with the value in graveyard, so being able to bring back, get another monster out, just future planning is always nice. And my opponent actually has something to do with it. Pass, yeah, and this is just curtains, but I just swing. I don't want to play into Millforce, don't want to play into Torrential Tribute. I just go for it now, and the reason I go for it now is because even if my opponent has Millforce as Torrential Tribute, they have to Torrential Tribute here, which makes no difference. So I just go into Brianna and just force out the back row. Yeah, they cannot do anything because Brianna just forces out the back row. Wowzers. Yeah, so yeah, that was my tournament experience. 6-2. Shame about the tie breaks. Here's the list. As you saw, there's a Gauze. I played Gauze. I actually thought about it even before True Hero had it in this list, and it suits the way I play. You see a few times in the replays that I post that I normally pass turn to conceal information, and just having that 15% chance of being able to drop Gauze and surprise my opponent, and then just switch Gauze to attack and just run away with the game and attack. And Gauze also is a lifesaver. It didn't. Unfortunately, when I did drop Gauze as the last resort, it didn't work out in the both occasions that you saw. But in most cases, my opponent commits a lot of resources, plays the Heavy Storm, clears my back rows, and then I just flop Gauze, and it's like you can't really out the Gauze, and that's why Dragon Turbo likes to run Vortex to deal with the stuff like Gauze, and I guess obviously Armor Master as well. Single value, unfortunately I do draw this a bit too much, but I take my chances. Double value, I think, just bricks a lot more. Not really too much to say. I do like Book of Moon. Allows you to run over Shore Bora. A few times it shows up in the replays where I actually use Book. Book actually saves my bacon, even if it's for one turn, or it just lets me take advantage of the weaker defense stats that most people have. Lone Dust Tornado, Lone Oppression, because there's a lot of decks out there that you just want that floodgate, and it's not good against it's not fantastic. It's not good against value. So you don't really want to have this in against value. One off is probably about right. Torrential, good card. Always play Torrential in my opinion. Mind Control is a recent addition to deal with a lot of the set monsters. It's just better, just nice to be able to steal something and because the summoning sickness rules don't apply when you steal a record that your opponent summons off their hamster. So normally you can't change the battle position of a monster that you summon. If you're familiar with GOAT format, you know that you can mind control your opponent's Magician of Faith when they summon it for the turn. Mind control the Magician of Faith. get back a flip effect. That rule still exists still existed in 2013 when Big Eye, number 11 Big Eye was a thing, and you could take your opponent's gauze or the token that they dropped and then switch that token or gauze to attack. Yeah, so you probably have to ask someone else for the history on mind control and how you can change your battle position of a card when you stop being able to take control of an opponent's monster and change your battle position, even though they summoned it that turn. Because it kind of breaks the whole concept of Yu-Gi-Oh! But hey, Dust Tornado, one off, just nice to snap stuff. Good players always play around your Icarus attack. They are most scared of Icarus attack, so having something that punishes them for committing just one back row is nice. Extra deck is standard. Only awkward card is only funny card is the Red Dragon Archfiend, which is 3000, and it gets over a whole bunch of defense position monsters, which, if you are clever about it, you swing over. If you know there's a Raikou, you attack over another defense position monster, you use Red Dragon, pop the Raikou. Side deck, Cyber Dragons for Machiners. One of DD Crow is something I'm testing at the moment. Because you never want multiple copies of DD Crow. You like the one copy, but having more than one copy is only really good against plants, probably. And that's already a really good matchup. So yeah, I think that the popularity of DD Crow, some people feel more comfortable too, which I don't blame them for. It's always nice. One of the benefits is that Blackwings are probably the only deck that can even run DD Crow in the first place. So it's funny how our opinions of side deck cards change. DD Warrior Lady isn't out to almost everything. It's also another test slot. Maybe if it doesn't perform well enough, then I'm going to cut her. But I've quite liked the theory behind her. Never came up, but it's always nice to have that option. Double Fosterdiner, standard against frogs and against decks that special summon. Full stop. Book of Moon second book is quite important because I actually like book better than compulsory, and Royal Decree is the main reason why. But also you saw some cool tricks that I did with Book of Moon where I could stop the Blue Dragon from being able to be used as fodder for Red Eyes if the opponent goes Decree, because most people will not Heavy Storm. They do not expect Book of Moon. You just flip the Book of Moon, get yourself another turn, but unfortunately you don't really. You need to draw really well. One off Noblemen, one off Devastation Virus. So before I was on double deck Devi, never sided Nobleman, but the idea is that you really struggle against set monsters, and with Vio being so prevalent, you want the Nobleman. So there's not really any reason to. But I mean, I guess, and then also being a spell is useful, being able to strip your opponent of all the Raikous in the deck. Unlike in GOAT format where stripping the flips becomes really important, the stripping of flips in this particular case is just nice to have. And you could argue that deck Devastation Virus does the same thing. This is also another test that I'm making one off because you never really resolve the second copy, to be honest. Just having the one copy is usually good enough, especially when I'm only running one value and I don't have a means to easily get the value integrate, easily get the level, even though there's lots of options for me to be able to go into a monster that makes deck Devi live, because you need 2000 plus. I think one's just been nice to have. Dust Tornado, second copy Dust Tornado for the matchups where it's useful, like Mirror Match. Pulling the rug against heroes, against Diva heroes specifically against frogs. It's just solid all round card. second oppression for the matches where they rely a lot of special summons, and then double skill drain is also another recent addition. So before there used to be 2 light imprisoning mirrors, but when you realize that it's better to have cards that cover multiple matchups, skill drain not only covers the light decks, because the downside of having light imprisoning mirror is that if they are smart, they have something like breaker to deal with the light imprisoning mirror, or a non-light option that deals with light imprisoning mirror. And people also like sizing consecrated lights. So when you have skill drain in the mix, a lot of those ideas go out the window. They can't. Decks just can't deal with it. And you saw very nicely in the matchup versus MB that the second skill drain actually was a game breaker without out to the skill drain. So yeah, it just shuts off so many decks if you think about it. A lot of decks that actually affect Monster Reliant, and yeah, you obviously don't main deck these, side them in for the matchups where it's relevant. So on that note, that has been an overview of my experience with really big Edison tournament that recently happened. Shame that I couldn't top. Yeah, it's just that one misplay in Dragon Turbo matchup where she was just attacked, and that would have saved me a lot of life. But hey, like I say, gotta live and learn. So yeah, on that note, hopefully I'll be taking part in a lot more tournaments. Next time around, probably have a recap of my replays again. Cool. See you next time.